So prior to working with Duane Scotty, I'd like to think that my running was almost at a peak. Throughout the years, I'd like to think of myself as a pretty competitive runner. I've made some great times. My first couple marathons, I was able to successfully negative split them. One of them was through self coaching. The other one was through following a McMillan coaching plan. That was like, for me, one of those plans that gave me like the prehabbing and rehabbing exercises. I didn't quite do them because my background is in this field. I've coached runners before and trained people, so I just took the same principles I learned, and I never experienced an injury. I've had paraphemoral syndrome a little bit here and there. I was able to quickly just reverse that. And so before working with Duane, I completed after taking a little hiatus from running, because I do weightlift a lot, so I did focus on bodybuilding a little bit more. I went into a half marathon build. I executed the plan perfectly. Then I went into like a year-long triathlon build with my wife, and so my fitness was at peak level. And so before going into my build for a marathon, I after the race, I just took like a week of a taper, and then I went right into it. And 2 weeks after, I noticed a sharp pain in my knee. And then from there, I started experiencing more symptoms, and it got worse where I couldn't even walk, and obviously let alone running. And even walking was hard, going up the stairs, going down the stairs. And I'm a teacher. I teach health and sports medicine. And so on certain days, I take my freshmen outside for physical activity. And I remember just looking at the kids and just thinking, wow, it must be nice when I had them running around the track or something like that. That's how bad it got. It got really debilitating. And through research, through just doing a couple functional movement screenings, and even meeting with with a physical therapist from my gym, it was diagnosed as IT band syndrome. And the physical therapist that I've seen, he was only able to provide therapeutic modalities. So it never really went away, or like there is not really any ways to move forward, pretty much. So I started doing more research on it. I started listening to more prominent figures in the industry about it. I started listening to podcasts, reading more up on it, and I actually stumbled upon Duane Scotty like that. So I listened to a lot of his podcasts. I looked through a lot of his videos, and what really stuck out to me was his genuine passion for it, and like obviously his knowledge, because the guy knows so much, his background, but just the knowledge and just how humble and just genuine it was. Like his videos, he would always bring out like a figure to really show us, and then like everything he preached. He just wants people to be healthy. And as a person that loves running, stopping me from running is like, it's something serious. And the ITB syndrome did stop me from running for like a good 5 days, while I was still trying to work my way back in. And so he would always mention, you don't have to stop running. And obviously that caught my attention, but even like his personality, and then after like listening to him for so long, I would always hear him at the end just say, hey, you can fill out an intake form if you'd like to be a part of the team. And I'm just like, sure. Because like he's like the main man in Spark Healthy. So, and next thing you know, I get an appointment and I'm on the phone with him. And I wasn't like starstruck, but at first I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm talking to the main man, you know. Like I almost viewed him as a celebrity because of how much knowledge he has and how much I've listened to him. And we initially clicked. I told him everything. Like the guy's extremely knowledgeable. It's awesome. And just how he would give me the green light for a lot of things. He's like, no, before we even started working together, I told him like, hey, I had like this 11-mile run planned. He's like, yeah, go for it. And like just how composed he is about everything. And that was my experience even working with him. You know, sometimes just knowing a lot of things, it can hinder us too. So I happen to overthink things, and so like I would always message him when we were working together, like, hey, this is going on, I'm feeling this. Like I was always panicking over something, and just the way he responded to me, it's like him and I even joked about it. Like it wasn't necessarily like he was like sweeping it under the rug, but it's just the way it kind of made me feel like it's actually not that serious. He gave me a sense of security. The guy's very personable, and the experience has been great. Just within a week or so, I felt like the confidence. I felt just, it could have been placebo effect, but it actually does work. Because then we started progressing from there, and it got even better. His exercise variation and selections are super fun. and they can get pretty intense, but it actually does work. And like I'm a believer in strength training, always have been. And this wasn't my conventional strength training, but it definitely worked. The experience was great. He was so responsive with text messaging, emails, and if his response was too long, he'll send me a voice message. He would explain everything to the T, and he actually checks up. He would like, hey, I'm excited about our meeting the next day, like, or like, hey, I saw you did this run, I can't wait for us to talk about it more. Just little things like that shows he cares. But the IT band syndrome, within the first 4 weeks that we started working together, I remember texting him and saying, hey man, I'm thankful for you because I feel better already. And we're just starting, but it started diminishing. Certain runs that would come back, but then before I know it, I look over and I'm like 8 weeks in with him and it's completely gone. It's not something I worried about. And then I would feel little niggles in other places, but he told me, hey, it's part of it, and you know that it's part of the grind. It's okay. And then before I know it, the goal with starting with him was not only to complete a marathon, complete it in a competitive manner, but also to be pain-free. And throughout that time, throughout like my peak week of training, I finished my biggest run. I was pain-free from the running injury, but we know running hurts. If we do a hard workout, it's gonna hurt. It's tough, but that's part of it. He helped me build myself up to where I can do these hard workouts, and I finished them, and I finished them strong. And after race day, same thing. In race day, we're gonna have very tough moments. It's gonna hurt. We're gonna get tired. Our posture is gonna break. Our form is gonna be deteriorated. And I was keeping all those things in mind. But when I finished, aside from like our usual cramps, our leg soreness, all that stuff, I felt no pain, no sign of a running injury. The next day, I was sore as hell, but no pain at all. Until this day, I still have no pain, and that's what Spark Healthy Running is about. They're about pain-free running, and we can also run through these things. Obviously there's different cases and severities, but to anybody out there that's hesitant, it's well worthwhile, because you're gonna gain a lot of knowledge. He's gonna talk to you in a way that you're gonna understand it. There's no jargon, and he's gonna make sure that you learn so you can, take the training wheels off or get out of this. And running coaching it's for everybody. No matter how much you can know more, and you can also learn about it. So the experience with him has been great. We finished the race accomplishing the one goal that we went into the race wanting to accomplish. And he wrote it down. When we first started, it was running pain-free. And me, as somebody that had never experienced a running injury and that teaches sports medicine, I went through a lot of like imposter syndromes and just feeling down about myself. And I came out of it like feeling great. I finished that race. I have another one at the end of this year, and I'm just so excited to just put in some big miles, because that's what I love to do, and that's what he helped me rebuild that confidence, knowing that I can do. Like, I'm in my reverse tapering process, and I can't wait till I'm averaging big mileage, and just knowing that through the guidance that he gave me, and he left me with a plan there at what strength exercises to do. So now I have that sense of security, and that's what I can assure that you can get from him or anybody a part of that team. Because I know somebody like him, he's gonna keep a good team around him. So yes, I definitely recommend him, no matter how old you are, no matter what goal you have, no matter what level of running you're at. If we want to get into running, or if we want to complete a very competitive time, this team is going to provide you that.